In the quiet rhythm of Walton's mountain, change arrives not with fanfare, but in subtle turns. In the rustle of schoolhouse chalk dust, in the cautious hope behind a pair of borrowed glasses, and in the bittersweet ache of a love that was, but never quite could be. With John away in Norfolk, working long hours to keep the family's new mill afloat, Olivia steps into the role of substitute teacher at the local schoolhouse, covering for the ailing Mrs. Fordwich. She brings to the classroom not just patience, but purpose, and it's tested almost immediately. Enter Samuel Miller, tall, gentle, perpetually late, arriving breathless one morning to announce the corn harvest is finally done. Olivia has never seen him in class before. He spends most days laboring on his family's farm, falling further behind while time slips quietly through his fingers. The other children whisper behind their hands, "Simple Miller," a label unkind and unexamined. When Mr. Gordon, the assistant superintendent, pays a surprise visit, the classroom hums with chaos. Slates clatter, chairs scrape, lessons stumble. But Olivia holds the center with calm authority. Mr. Gordon is impressed until Samuel walks in. Then, the tone shifts. Gordon dismisses the boy outright, advising Olivia not to waste her energy. "Some children," he says carefully, "just aren't meant for books." He even summons Mrs. Merriweather, the district superintendent, hoping to formalize Samuel's exclusion. But Olivia refuses to concede. There's something in the boy's quiet earnestness, his squint at the blackboard, his hesitation when called to read, that pricks at her instincts. Soon, her suspicions are confirmed. Samuel isn't slow, he's nearly blind. And in uncovering that simple truth, Olivia uncovers something even more vital, the power of being seen. A visit to the Miller's farm reveals deeper roots of resignation. Samuel's father, hardened by hardship and low expectations, sees little future beyond the fields. But Olivia's quiet persistence, her steady belief, begins to crack the shell of resignation, just enough. Reluctantly, the elder Miller gives his permission, "If you think it'll do any good." And so, off they go, to the Five and Dime in town, where rows of wire-rimmed spectacles glisten under the fluorescent lights. When Samuel slips on the right pair, and the world suddenly sharpens, the clock, the chalkboard, his own hands, his breath catches. It's not just vision he gains that day. It's dignity, possibility, a horizon widened. Meanwhile, at the Walton home, another kind of emergence unfolds, one colored not by clarity, but by confusion, nostalgia, and the fragile architecture of young hearts. John Boy receives a letter, short, sweet, and signed Marcia Wollery. She's coming home. After a year away, she asks him, just him, to meet her at the bus station. The request sends ripples through him, hope and hesitation tangled together. He remembers laughter in the apple orchard, promises whispered under summer stars. But time changes people, even those we hold most tenderly in memory. Marcia returns polished, poised, and puzzling. She flirts, she withdraws, she smiles like sunlight through clouds, bright, then gone. She mentions her engagement to Frank Taylor, a man who runs his father's gas station and speaks of expansion plans with the confidence of someone who's never known doubt. That evening, the couple visits the Walton house. Frank is all swagger, subtly condescending, not just to John Boy, but to Marcia herself, patting her hand like she's a charming, if slightly impractical, accessory. He presses Olivia for a letter of character reference to speed up the sale of the Wollery property. A small request, perhaps, but Olivia senses the pressure beneath it. The next day, John Boy meets Marcia at a diner in Charlottesville. Over coffee and pie, the mask slips. She confesses the department store job is going nowhere. Promotions pass her by. She feels inadequate. "I'm not like you, John Boy," she tells him. "I can't just will my way into a future." Marriage, for her, isn't romance, it's strategy, a ladder. And Frank, with his plans and his property portfolio, seemed to be the rung she needed. Still, when John Boy invites her to a college dance, she agrees and dazzles his friends with grace and wit. For one evening, she's not Marcia the dutiful fiancée, nor Marcia the overlooked salesgirl. She's just herself. But reality returns harshly. Frank intercepts them on the road home. In a burst of jealous rage, he strikes John Boy, snatches the engagement ring from Marcia's finger, and walks away, ending not just a betrothal, but a fragile illusion. Then comes the final twist, revealed, as so many truths are on the mountain, by Grandpa. The Wollery homestead? It carried a mortgage, unpaid, foreclosed. There is no inheritance, no nest egg, no safety net. Frank's interest evaporates overnight, but Olivia's quiet influence spreads further than she knows. Inspired, John Boy takes Marcia to a department store in Charlottesville, not as a shopper, but as a job seeker. And there, in an aisle of linens and lace, a new door opens. She's hired on the spot. And the store manager? He asks her out before her first shift ends. John Boy watches it all with quiet bewilderment, not bitterness, but clarity. Marcia isn't cruel. She's trapped by circumstance, by society, by her own belief that worth must be borrowed, not built. And in letting her go, not with anger, but with compassion, he, too, emerges a little older, a little wiser, ready to write his own story, unburdened by the ghosts of what might have been. In the Emergence, no one stays the same. Samuel sees the world anew, not just with his eyes, but with his spirit. Marcia finds agency in an unexpected aisle. And Olivia? She reminds us, again and again, that sometimes the most revolutionary act is simply to believe, especially when no one else does.